Hi everyone, this is the walkthrough for the Chapter 4 lab, and it starts by you downloading the Simple Build task list from Blackboard. And then we're going to go into Project and find that file that you downloaded. It might be in Downloads. I actually put mine in a different folder. We're going to go ahead and open that up. So we have our Simple Build task list, and the tasks that we need to do are going to reinforce the reading that you did in Chapter 4 about building a task list. So let's go ahead and try and work through that. So the first thing is to create a task. So once again, we're at Lucerne Publishing. You've collected the initial task names for the new book launch and are ready to start, right? And based on our other work, we know that there's a lot that goes in before we actually are sitting down and building this task list. But we are assuming that we're at that point and we're ready to do this. So we're going to open this up and perform the following tasks. I'm on page 71. So enter the following task names. So if we take a look at your simple task build, I'm in Gantt chart tools view, right? And then I'm going to be over here and I'm going to start typing in the task names. So the first one is create tasks, right? Then I'm going to put in switch task schedule. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. So sorry about that. First thing is going to be assign launch team members. I hit enter. I'm going to go down here, design and order marketing material, enter, distribute advance copies, coordinate magazine feature articles, and launch public web portal for book. Okay, I'm going to come up here real quick and just hit a save, and then we're so then it says, oh, okay, well, while we reviewed the task, you realized that you missed a task. You need to insert that task. So you want to take a new task called public launch phase and have it appear before the distribute advance copies. So the way I do that is I come over here to 3 and I say insert task. It'll go above wherever you're at. So let me do that again. So we want it to go between design and order and distribute. So I'm going to go on distribute. I'm going to come over here to the number 3, right click, insert task. It'll put the new task in. So then we're going to say, oops, I don't need to do that. We're just going to say right here, distribute, oh no, let's see, public launch phase. Okay, public launch phase, distribute. So we match what's on page 71, figure 410. So by default, Project sets tasks to be manually scheduled. So we would have to go in and set the dates for all these. So we want to change it from a manual to an automatic. So if you're on page 72, it says the scenario, you showed your initial task list to the resources who will perform the work and to other project stakeholders. They give you their preliminary approval. You need to switch some tasks from manual to automatic in preparation for entering durations. Using the simple build task plan, perform the following tasks. So what we're going to do first is task 1, 3, and 4 need to be switched to automatically scheduled by using the auto schedule command on the task tab. So one of the easiest ways to do that is this column right here defines the task mode, whether it's automatic or manual. So we want to go for task 1. I'm going to click the down and say auto scheduled. And task 3 is going to be auto scheduled. And task 4 is going to be auto scheduled, right? So, and look here, we have some blocks appearing on our Gantt chart. So now these are little Gantt charts rather than the little push pins. Use the task mode field of task 5 to make it automatically scheduled. Okay, I think I told you to do this one wrong. We were supposed to do this using the up here, the task. Sorry guys, I'm gonna undo that. Let's undo this and show you the right way. Whoops, too far. Okay, so I'm gonna select 1, 3, and 4, right? So I used my control key. I'm gonna come up here and do auto schedule, and now I select all of them. So when you have multiples, and that was just, I just selected and pressed my control and I could select non-adjacent. Now we're going to use this to switch 5 to auto scheduled. Okay, so there's 2 different ways to do that. So if we take a look at switch the plan to make all new tasks automatically scheduled. So we want to make all new tasks within this project, not all projects, but this new project automatically. So an auto scheduled, right, rather than manual. So on the task tab in the task group right here, we want to click on this mode button and we're going to set it to auto schedule. And now new tasks would be set to automatically schedule. And what's going to happen once we build dependencies, it's going to push these tasks automatically to the current to the correct start and stop. All right, so let's go back to our assignment. So number 4, enter a new task named Launch Social Media Programs for Book below task 6. I'm just going to come right there. And we're going to type launch social media programs for book. Notice that it's automatically, and I noticed a couple typos. I'm going to fix those. Feature article, and this should be public. Okay, I'm going to save that to correct my mistakes. So we've done number 4. So project adds the new task to the plan. Notice it's automatically scheduled, right? So because we switched that default mode. So now anything new we're going to have in there. By default, the new task is not linked and it's given a 1-day duration, right? So right here, 1 day. It's scheduled to start at summary tasks start date. Following completion of these steps, you will have the results that looks like 411. So if you take a look at yours, it should look very similar. I can bring that over so we can see it, right? Very similar to what's on figure 411. So now we're going to move over and enter task duration and estimates. So let's read the little scenario there. You showed your initial task list to the resources who will perform the work and to other project stakeholders. They gave you their preliminary, although incomplete, feedback on some task durations and estimates, which you will want to record in the new book launch plan. Continue in this file performing the following tasks. 1. Enter a duration of 1 day for task 1. Assign. Okay, so we're going to make it 1 day. We're going to take that question mark away. To assign. Enter the following. So there's a little table. So task 2, duration, we're going to say check with marketing team. Right? So, because we don't know. Public launch, leave as 1 day, question mark, because we don't know. Distribute advanced copies, we're going to make that 2 days. Coordinate magazine features, we're going to make that 6 days. And that's it for now. So project calculates the durations for tasks 5 as 6 work days. Okay. Monday through Friday the first week, and then Monday of the following week. Project also draws the Gantt bar for the task to span these working days plus the non-working day weekend, right? Because we're not going to get it done by then. So we're extending it over the weekend, so the bar would go all the way across. For task 6, launch public portal, you don't know duration or start, but you still can do what you do know, all right? So in the start for task 6, we're going to say about 2 weeks before launch complete. Okay. So we're putting some notes in there, even though we don't know exactly what's going on. We still have these notes here. Notice the different coloration, and then this has got the fill behind it, so it'll tell us that we still need some information, all right? So we're going to go to page 74, and we're going to start to enter milestone. Remember, milestones are those touch points that we can review the project and make sure that we're at a good spot. So in this scenario, you learned that all planning activities must be completed before the book launch. You want this requirement to have a visibility in the plan. So we're going to insert a new milestone task named Planning Complete so that it appears above task 3. It's going to appear above, and all right, so we're going to start by inserting the line that we want. So it's going to be public launch phase. So I'm going to come here, right click, insert task. Okay, so then let's see, hold on. Okay, I told you wrong. I forgot we're doing a milestone. So if you already put that in, undo that and get rid of it, because we want to put our cursor where we're at. We're not actually putting a task in. So we're going to come up here to task, insert group, and click on milestone. It's going to, I did it twice. It's going to put your milestone in above the public launch phase. So let me do that again. So I'm on this line. I'm going to go to task, insert, milestone. It puts the new milestone in. So we're going to call this, what are we calling this? Make the public task. Oh, planning complete. Right, and so that's going to be, these items are done, and then we're going to set the date at some point, right? The task is automatically renumbered, when you insert that, right? So now we're down to 8 here. Create a summary task to outline the plan. So we're going to make the public launch phase task the summary task of task 5. Distribute advanced copies through 8. So if we look at this, we want to make distribute advanced copies through launch social media a summary task of the public launch phase. So this process starts with me selecting all of these. So since these are all in a group, I'm going to click on the first one, press and hold my shift, and click on the last one. And then I want to come up to the schedule, and I'm just going to indent this. That becomes a subtask, right? So now these are part of the public launch phase, okay? They're a summary task. So you see over here a summary task bar with the items listed under it, okay? So let's go ahead and review what else we have to do. Notice the scheduling effect, creating the summary task. Project sets the start date of the summary task to the same date of January 9th, right? Insert a new summary task named planning phase that includes tasks 1 through 3, so they become a subtask. Okay, so this one we already had the tasks. We wanted to make it part of a subtask. This one we have items, tasks, but we want to create a new like summary title, like grouping above those. Okay, so let's see how we can do. So it starts by me selecting the 3 tasks that are going to be part of this new, that are going to become subtasks. So that's 1. I'm going to press my shift and hold it, click on the last one. We're going to insert a summary. It'll put it above it and it won't have a name, but look, we have the same type of a thing. So now I can, let's see, it's going to be called planning phase. And so that's going to be, here's planning phase, public launch phase, right? So here we have our items built underneath of it. All right, so then we need to start thinking about dependencies, right? So we need to understand the terms of predecessor, right? And the different task relationships. So on page 62 and 63 of your textbook, you can see the task relationships finish to start. So the finish date of the predecessor task, the first one, determines the start date of the successor task. This is the default, right? So the example that your textbook has is a book chapter must be written before it can be edited, right? You can't edit a book that has a chapter that hasn't been written. Start to start. The start date of the predecessor task determines the start date of the successor task. So those would be when task A starts, you can start task B. So the example that they have here is pre-press time and order paper are closely related. So the start of scheduled pre-press time should initiate the start of order paper. So you schedule when it's going to be printed. So now you have to order the paper at the same time so you can have it when it's ready to go to press. The third one is finish to finish. The finish date of the predecessor task determines the finish date of the successor task. So tasks that require specific equipment must end when the equipment rental period ends, right? So that's the example. So if you can think about that one. So task A and task B, the ending of them are related. Then the last one is start to finish. The start date of the predecessor task determines the finish date of the successor task. So the example they have here is the time when the print run is scheduled to start determines when a binder selection task must end. So how it's going to be bound has to be decided before you can start the print run. Okay, so think about those when we're looking at these tasks. So we're going to look at the scenario here. The new book launch plan is coming together nicely. Tasks have been outlined under summary tasks, and you're now ready to create task relationships. Continue the simple build task list and perform the following. Enter a task ID in the predecessor field to link task 2 and 3 with a start to finish relationship. So start to finish. So that one's a little different. So let's do that. So this is how I do something like this. I think this will be easiest for you right now. I'm going to select 2 and 3 because those are linked together. So I just press my shift and clicked. Up here on the schedule, I'm going to click on the picture of the link. So those two tasks will be linked. And if you look at your Gantt chart, right, and then here's the line. If I double click on that line, it shows that this is finished to start, but our book wants it to be, it wants us to be finished to start relationship. So it's cool. We're good. So we're good with that. Okay. Notice that 3 did not have a start or finish date, but now it does have a it has enough information to give task 3 a start date. Okay, make task 3 a predecessor of task 4 by clicking the arrow that appears in the predecessor field. Okay, so on this one we want to make task 3, design and order marketing material, right? So right here, design and order, a predecessor of task 4. So what I'm going to be is in number 3, and I'm going to down click this and add 4 to it. So design and order marketing must be done before 4. So we're going to put that there, and we get a little change to our chart. Guys, I'm going to stop this movie. I just realized we're at 22 minutes. I'm going to stop and then finish this up with a second movie. All right, guys, thank you.